Welcome back to Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. YouTube.com is the place to go to find our page at Locked On Sports Atlanta. Hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment. Free and available on all of your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify and Odyssey. Leave us a 5-star review there. And, of course, give me a follow on my personal Twitter page at JMCH316. So Ronald Acuna Jr. talking through his interpreter as he missed, obviously, the last couple of games in St. Louis was talking about the idea of why he's been out the last couple of days through his interpreter. Quote, this was before Sunday's finale in St. Louis. Quote, they explained to me that this is just going to be part of the procedure and part of the process of coming back and everything. To be honest, it was some pretty intense pains over the last couple of days, and this is just all something that I've never really experienced before in my life, so it's all new to me. And with that, that's why we're just kind of taking it easy and just trying to get away for a little bit. Now, I understand, look, obviously coming off major knee surgery, and pushing hard, and he has one gear, right? That is foot on the gas, full throttle, let's go. With that, I don't believe that the Braves are going to win the World Series this year without Ronald Acuna Jr. Last year, everything fell into place, right? You caught lightning in a bottle with Soler, with Rosario and all that, okay? Right now, you're not catching lightning in a bottle. Do you want a stat? Do you realize that they've played 129 games, have the Braves? They're 79-50, right? At 79-50, they're 3 games back of the first place Mets, right? Flip back 1 year ago, at 129 games, the Braves were 69-60. So they're 10 games better this year. But at this time last year, at 69-60, they had a 4-game lead. They were in first place by 4 games, not over the Mets, but over the Phillies. What a difference a year makes. They've won 10 more games and are 7 games different in the standings than they were year over year. So the whole, Met thing, we've talked about all that, okay? They're not losing a whole bunch of games to the Fleabag Pirates, the dirtbag Rockies, the disgraceful Diamondbacks, and all these scuzzbucket teams that are out there on their schedule left. So you're going to need Ronnie because, if you don't win the division, you got a long playoff road because there's a lot of good teams at the top of the National League. And so I'm not opposed that if Ronnie needs to take a stint on a 10-day IL, put him on there. I'm fine with that. He's talking about inflammation and different things that are happening around his knee. Now, look, a 10-day IL stint isn't going to fix all of those things. But if that's what it takes to get him into some rehab, get him into some cryotherapy, put him in a hyperbaric chamber, experiment and do some things with him, okay? If that's what you have to do is shut him down for a little bit, I'm all for it. I'm not opposed. Y'all want to see Vaughn Grissom head to the outfield? They may run out of roster spots and not have a choice but to stick him out in an outfield spot at this point. But I would much rather they give Ronnie more than just a day here, a day there. Put him on IL to open up a roster spot and let him rest and heal and start working on him, doing rehab, doing cryotherapy, work on the inflammation, something other than just pop 100 ibuprofen, right? So I am completely with the idea of right now, as we still have plenty of season left, 33 games left, to give Ronnie some time off now and get this thing on track to try to minimize the pain and the swelling and the inflammation as we head toward the playoff run. Now, we'll talk more about this in just a second, but first, let me talk about my friends over at BetOnline. BetOnline.net is your number one source for all of your sports wagering information. Look, baseball is neck deep in divisional races, right? NFL season is kicking off September 11th. Actually, a few days before that, on the Thursday, will be opening night of the NFL. Then September 11th, that weekend, will kick everything off. Oh, yeah, week 1 of the college football season. Notre Dame, Ohio State, you want some action on all that? BetOnline.net is the place to go. All your esports, all your wagering information, your podcast information, news, scores, everything you need is really easy, right? You got that mobile device, put betonline.net into the browser and get to the website now It's your number one source for all of your online betting. Easy to use, all of your information in one convenient spot, and it makes you smarter, better when you're getting out there. Look, we know a lot of you just kind of just throw some money down for the sake of throwing money down in there. Be smart. Head to betonline.net today. It's where the action starts. So as you're still fighting, scratching, clawing to get back into first place in this division, if sacrificing Ronnie here for the short term, because let's face it, okay? For instance, start tonight. The Mets are hosting the Dodgers for a 3-game set, and the Dodgers don't lose, right? The Braves are getting ready for their next round with the god-awful, scuzz-bucket, low-life, pawn scum Rockies, okay? Just to give you some perspective, because I know some people get, well, why do you say that about these teams? There are only 3 teams. Listen to me, okay? There are only 3 teams in the National League who have won less games than the Colorado Rockies, okay? That makes you a dirtbag organization. Then the Braves are going to play the Oakland A's. The Oakland A's are playing, listen to me, listen, they are playing with a $25 million payroll. That's their team. Not one guy. Max Scherzer is making $43 million this year, right? Scherzer himself is making $43 million. The entire Oakland A's roster is making $25, with an owner who is worth about $5.5 billion with a B dollars. That's a scuzzbucket, scumbag, dirtbag, low-life organization. And you got plenty of firepower to kick the ever-living crap out of those scuzzbucket teams. But I want Ronnie healthy, because you can't just hope to catch lightning in a bottle. You need Ronnie and the dynamic that he brings. And at this point, I'm not worried about his power. What I want is him to keep getting on base, steal bases, and I don't want to take that element away from him. And if this knee is bothering him, a day here and a day there isn't going to rest it up. Sometimes in life, you just have to get off your feet and rest. You know, high ankle sprains and stuff like that. Yeah, you can shoot it up, power through it, and all this kind of stuff. But if you want to get healed a little bit, sometimes you just have to take some time off. And I get it. We're in a divisional race, and things are cranked up, and you're trying to catch the Mets. But you have to think about the long game here. You have to think about what's most important. And if you're dealing with some swelling and inflammation and things like that, on and off, I understand that 10 days is not going to fix everything out there. But if you can get him some rest and get him on a treatment program and just take it easy with Ronnie and let him just take some time off, let him just heal up a little bit, feel a little bit better, because he's not, and he's told you this, he's not changing his style. So if you stick him out there in right field, you stick him in at DH, he's going to score from first on a ball hit to the wall. He's going to steal a base. He's going to make a diving play out in right field. He's not going to slow down, which I don't want. I'm not trying to put the governors on him. But sometimes you just have to let guys in a long grind of a season, let them take some rest. So if Ronnie has to head to the IL to get some time off, extended time off, do it. Do it, and do it now. Don't monkey around. Don't wait till October. Do it, and do it now. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk a little college football, as unfortunately, I think it's going to be a long season for Georgia Tech. We'll talk about that next. Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery, Locked on Sports Atlanta.